Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and just an updated video on the RockBot. I did a couple of tweaks on this. Let me start from the beginning. I recently updated the RockBot to a version 2, which includes a candlestick low stop, which in a divergence pattern, I want to get that second candle, the low of the candle, to be our stop. It works great. Everything's good on that. Updated that and stuff. Then I think there was maybe an issue of someone not getting some of the original scripts, so I ended up putting the original pack back up there. And right now, if you actually go to the RockBot page, you'll see a folder that says original RockBot. Download that. That will have all the updated scripts on it and the original scripts. It has the bull and bear flag, the 1 minute, the 5 minute long and short, the super signal, and the 1 minute SS. So it has all the scripts. The only script it doesn't have is the original gangster, which will be coming soon. So I started running it live on my NinjaTrader account this week, just making sure everything, trying to move it over to a new computer because you have to move some. Ended up deciding to broadcast the live NinjaTrader account on the RockBot channel. So, and I did that by just moving the streaming software onto my laptop, so I didn't have to move it. And it gives a more dedicated feed. There won't be any downtime on it, and it'll be live money. So you get to see exactly what's going on with live money. All right. So that's been running the last couple days, and today I really switched it over. And at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure everyone was getting, because we had a fantastic day. It was I don't think there was a loss today, and if there was maybe a break-even stop. It really performed great, so I wanted to make sure everyone did that, and I got a couple messages saying, "Hey, no, we didn't get the triggers you were getting," and I said, something got to be wrong here. So I ended up looking at the last code that I sent up, and the code I'm using on my computer, and I found a discrepancy between the two codes. The one, remember I told you there was a little tweak I did to give us more sensitivity on the divergence, giving us more and more divergences. Well, in this one, I ended up doing the opposite, so it wasn't picking up the divergences like I was picking up. I had a more sensitive, or I was taking more of the divergences, where the script that I uploaded had another kind of a more, another parameter that needed to be criteria needed to be met for the target or for the trigger to happen for a divergence buy signal. So it was more difficult. So what I did now is I compared the two. I got both of them exactly the same, and now I've tested them both, and I'm just going to upload the 1 minute SS. And this is the one I've been using, and this is what I recommend using, especially if out there, because I'm always updating it. The parameters right now are working great. Let's take a look. Actually, this is, I just loaded it. I was just going back to kind of go back in the week and see where we are in this. I don't even know where we are. We're just going to go. This one has the 1 minute SS divergence. The Thunderbird 1 minute SS. All right, and the parameters. And this is what you're going to use. This is what I would suggest using right now. Parameters are going to be 4, 12, 4 on the first target, 12 on the second target. Ticks, these are in ticks. The lots, and this is also doing 5 contracts on the MES. So all these little things. So it's kind of a lower risk. It's perfect for this. I think the bot is made perfect for this contract. Trailing stops start right after the first profit is hit, and it follows it up 4 ticks. Basically, you're going to be having a break-even stop that's following it up, and an initial stop loss at 14 ticks. Now you could adjust that. You can make it whatever you want, but I've been seeing my sweet spot has been 14, and I've done a lot of back testing on it too. So we have all these things that are set it up, and again, If you're going to put it on your live account, make sure you switch it to your live account and bring your live account up. Or make sure your whatever account you're on, in this case, this will be the sim one. This is not my laptop computer, which is streaming it, but this is the example I'm showing you. You make sure whatever account you're hooked onto, it says it over here in the chart also when you're looking at the chart. And then we're going to enable it and apply it, and then we're in here. So we're just going to let it. All right. So here we have our first one, and this is going back. We'll see when the date. That's going back probably this week, and basically what we're looking for is, here's a perfect divergence. You know, that low candle, here's a low, here's a lower low, but look at the stochastic, much higher stochastics. That's our divergence here. And we got a nice move up here, first and second target, and then a trailing stop. So perfect. And this happens so fast, you know, that you know, you really have to do that. I was making a comment today. It's so much easier to have that thing just take the trades. I'm looking away, and all of a sudden I hear, you know, trade taken. And I'll look and I said, damn, that's a good divergence. That will require me always keeping my eyes on that. But I always want to be near it. So at the last trade of the day, I was like, all right, this is getting very volatile. I got a divergence, and I ended up taking it off early because I said, you know what? It's been, you know, a perfect day. I'm not going to risk it. And sometimes you have to be able to pull the plug on that. Eventually, you're going to take a loss, and if the market, for some whatever reason, starts to trend steeply in a direction, you have to recognize that and adjust your parameters to compensate for the strength in one direction or the other. Follow through to the upside. It's better to be long, but wait to the, you know, bigger moves to the downside and a downward. So it's probably better to be short. So I'd take profits on those bounces much quicker, and you probably make a lot. You know, you'll do. So you have to have a balance here. You have to understand markets, but what's great about the RockBot, it identifies these levels for you. That's the main thing. It's going to identify the biggest moves in the market. Now, it's up to you if you want to get in and where you want to get out. This is automatically already set. But if you had different parameters on here and you didn't have like a tight parameter, maybe you have a trailing stop that's really, really loose, you could probably catch all this move, you know? So it really depends. This is a very tight scalp. I like it. It works good. As you can see, it does a great job of identifying the divergence. And then, again, we probably could have, you know, with the right setup, or you manually take control and always have a runner, you're probably going to get these big, big moves. Even further, I mean, this might have been a 5-minute. This was epic right here. We'll have to look at to see if that's a 5-minute anyway. Look at how far that went. Man, it's still going. Day after day. All right. And then overnight, looks like this is December 1st now. So I went back all the way last week. You could see all these. Every divergence here, we're getting big moves. So this thing is spot on here. So this one that I'm using right now, I'm going to upload on the folder, and this is the one you're going to have. I told you the parameters I'm using on it. Even the fast little moves here that eventually moved over. Giving us that 4-tick move, you get in and you're getting out before any damage. Wow, this is pretty impressive, even me looking back here. Another beautiful divergence right here. And this divergence you can't really even see, but it is. You know, when you have that low and the stochastics at that point are right at this level, they're above the 20 heading up, even though the price here made a low, and that was the divergence area here. You know, from that point on, it's off to the races. So here's one that failed. All right, so here's your first failure in a couple days. That was at 6 o'clock in the morning too, and then you could tell the trend was down here. So again, it was actually, if I actually put the look at this. If I put the RockBot short signal in, I wonder if this would be triggered right here. Look at this. This is this candle right here, a lower stochastic low. It looks perfect. It looks perfect. Let me see. Let's put it on there anyway. All right, so what am I on the sim? Let's go to the short, 1 minute short divergence. I want to add that to it. I'm just going to leave it like that. I just want to identify them. I'm leaving it with some big, big levels there. apply. Boom. Let's see. Oh, there it is right there. So actually, it was a little before that one. That was the second divergence. So it actually was. Right here was the divergence. You can see the lower high on the stochastic. So it did have that nice divergence short. And look, taking profits somewhere way down here because I gave it a lot of room. Look, this is profit hit on this short. And while we're profit hit on that short, I wonder if we had the divergence. So what also happened, that long, the reason I was wondering, we probably wouldn't be in this long here if we were running this real time because it only takes, actually, no, it would take a long and a short at the same time. It does do that. But in the same direction, it won't take the same trade. It won't double down on the trade for another. It has to wait for that trade to end. But it can take different trades. So it could be in a long and in a short at the same time. But that's, I just wanted to see that. That was good to see. It's RockBot long. Looks like a pop and then a drop. It got a little volatile there. And again, that was right at 9:30. We always know at 9:30 is a good time to run your 5-minute divergence script. So here's the RockBot. It's working great. I want to just, here it is. Divergence, move up here. Divergence, move up. Here's the short divergence, move down. I have the short on there too. Long divergence, long divergence. I mean, really impressive, right? Really, really impressive. I would say. Hey. But the key is knowing how to use it, when to use it, and again, you can see a downward trending market here. It's sold off real hard, so the bounces are not that big, but you still get the bounces were predicted. The thing is, in a downward trending market, you might be a little quicker on taking your profits, or maybe in that case here, this one we got a divergence. We didn't get far enough before we rolled over and actually hit that stop. First profit. Some shorts in this too. Now I got to remember I did put the I have activated the short one too. But you get it. Let's go to the scanner here. So I want to just scan MES. This is I just want to make sure that the script came out the same that I had. So I'm going to do today's trade, December 4th to December 4th. Trading hours, 1 minute, 4, 12, 14, 4, 4, everything here. So we're just going to back test this. It's going to apply the script to all the setups and see what it spits out here for the day. All right, let's run it. Drum roll, please. Oh, I don't see any red there. Did anybody see any red? That's impossible. Hold on. That's no way. Profit factor 9. What is that? 99. All right, so it took 17 trades, 17 winning trades. Average trade was for $14. After no losing trades. Oh, that's pretty impressive. So that was today. I mean, that's it. At right now at these parameters, all we're doing is identification of our divergence. Every situation is going to be different. It's great to have the bot take your trade. It's great to have the bot take your trade, but then you should be closely, gauging market conditions at the time, strength, relative strength, anything like that. You feel great about the trade, let it go on its own. But if you start to feel like uneasy about something, there's no reason why you can't push that button. But give it time, and again, I'm more likely to say if things get funky and we get some really bad news, be very careful. Let the market get back into a rhythm where it's easier. You don't have to extend it, or you're going to have to change those parameters. If you start to get bigger wicks and stuff like that. It's a great strategy, and I'm glad to put this out for it. Let's take a look here. I got to go out a day. Let's see what happened if we combine. Had to be something. All right, so I see some red here now. So 34 trades over the last 2 days, 29 positive trades, 3 losing trades. And these will change if you don't trade overnight, during different trading hours. I don't know if that's going to adjust here. I like to be in front of this thing, extended in real time. Let me see which one it is. Let's see if this changes at all. How many do we take? 34? Let's see if it changes. Yeah, 3. What is this? 3. That doesn't make sense. It took a lot more than that. There, this is it, I guess. 13 trades, 12 winning trades, 1 losing trade. That's trading. All right. You have the parameters right here. So the next thing I want to actually do is I want to show you the 5-minute. I haven't brought the 5. I wonder if I could just. Do I have to make another chart here? Let me make another chart. So what you would do with the chart on the 5-minute, make a new chart. And this I love this. I love this time frame. The 5-minute with the RockBot script is perfect. It's great. And you can let it run for longer amounts. You remember each rotation in our time frame, we look for 5 to 7 candles. So being a 5-minute, this could be a 30-minute trade. We could get a lot more upside, a lot more distance on this. So let's take a look at this. See if we can change. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, what happened to this? Here it is. All right, let's move this to 5-minute. All right. I want to just make my, some things I do is I put the parameters, I make that 80, apply that. All right, and we know it's a 5-minute, and the divergence, just know it's a 5-minute. I don't have any, and I want to put the 5-minute buy divergence on here. Let's add that down here. Now the parameters are 8, 10, 4, 4. I should change the trailing stop, because I don't want people just to put this thing on go and not change the parameters on this. So I'm going to update this so it's defaulted at a trailing stop, because the other one for some reason just wasn't. Was meant to be changed. You know what I mean. You could keep the 10 there. You could experiment with going a little further out. Maybe let's try 14 or 16. Maybe we even get to 16 or 116. Stop loss, we could use signal bar low, which is an option on the 5-minute buy long, 5-minute buy divergence, the 1-minute buy, The SS does not have that though, because the SS has some other coding in it that controls the super signal. So that's why the signal bar low is not there. But for now, I want to keep it on ticks, and we're going to experiment. We're going to look at each one, and we're going to keep it on ticks. We'll keep 16 ticks as our stop loss, and we'll start at breaking even there at 16, and that looks good. And we're going to put that on. We're going to change the chart because I have a 1-minute time frame on that other chart, so I want to move it to the 5-minute divergence. And I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to have to move this over to the 5-minute divergence too. So I'll just enable it so it gets started. but I'm going to move this to the 5-minute divergence, and that's going to put, that should give us the 5-minute divergences. Let's see. I'll go out a bit here. These are a little short. Well, candlestick low. Where? In both of these cases, it was almost a running divergence in that 5-minute time frame. The candles got real thing, but it got real choppy here. In one case, it took a divergence, it didn't work out. The candle was too big, then it diverged out again. This one, it did work. Same thing here. One did it, and then the second one did. Divergence long here. Eventually got up to our first profit. Second profit right here. That's pretty good. That's a nice move because you can see that the trailing stop was a little bit more on this one. A tick, so I guess it fell within that. This one was on the 5-minute chart, right? We're on the 5-minute that. I'm looking at this one. This one looks a little bizarre to me. Hold on, let me see. All right, we're going to continue on here. I've been doing some testing here, and I didn't want to bore you with it, but right now I have the 5-minute divergence here, and I was looking at some of the, what we're going to see is the 5-minute formula is going to be similar to the 1-minute formula, but based on the 5-minute candle. So we're going to have that scenario play out where we have that low right here, and that low has to be, that stochastic has to be above that 20, preferably rising, and the price making new lows. So we actually had that scenario, and that's your trigger line, and then we confirm it, and then it takes the trade. We could shorten that up a little, but it works, I think, best this way. It keeps some false signals out of there. But what we do see is, I think what we're going to see here is these are all working out pretty good. Let me zoom in a little bit better here. Like, there we go. Like, this one was really interesting. That was a really nice one. This one's a really great one here. But there was, like in this case right here, there was a kind of almost a false entry there. It was like, it got a trigger, probably back here, was above the 20, it was above the lower low. I could understand why we kind of triggered here, and then there was another trigger here. But this one worked out, and it went all the way up. So it was like, some of these things, it's just going to be, sometimes you're going to have this, and the kind of, you fix something or you tweak a little bit more, and something else comes up. This right now is at high performance levels. I don't want to mess it up by trying to just get every single one, because that's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But the combination of good parameters and stuff. Now, I was looking at a couple of these here, like this one. This is the only one I was trying to figure out where we had that, and then I realized that we did have that divergence here. I looked at some of the, and this candle really kind of triggered us and gave us a bad candle to start with. And that was also pre-market, and things could happen pre-market. And this one came along, and that one actually held up pretty good. I was circling these because I was doing some just some back testing on some different arrangements, and everything else looked good. So what you want to do also, like I was trying to do before, I don't know how far we could go back, but you could see overall this is really working. Let's go all the way to the front here. All right, so here we go. This is the last trades of the day. You actually had a beautiful 5-minute trade at the end of the day that was right at 230. I remember looking back and seeing my program, I think, took that trade. Here was one that did not, and that was right at 8:30. There was some news here. So that candle right there kind of ruined us. Now, here's kind of an interesting test. All right? This is going to be very interesting. I am going to show you something. Let's see if this works out. This will be first time I'm seeing it, because I always want to give you an example between using, because on the 5-minute you have the option to use your ticks to define your stop loss, or you could use what I call a candle low stop, where the divergence signal comes. Remember, I just explained there's 3 candles that happen in the divergence. It's the first signal candle, the confirmation candle, and then the candle where we take the trade. All right. The signal candles were, I wanted to put a stop automatically under the low of that candle. And in cases like this, that's what it's built for, especially at the open. So when we talk about when we get this volatility, big candles and big reversals, and then we trade inside the candle and start to move up, typically on the script I have now, which has a defined amount of ticks, this could be 14, it could be 20 ticks, it could be 4 or 5 point candle, a big whipping candle. So and what happened here is it took the trade and it got shaken out. It was just too much range here. So this is the perfect time to use the strategy, the 5-minute strategy, with the signal bar low. So let's see what we could do with this. So if I turn this off, I'm going to go down here. I could turn this off here. It's 5 minutes on. I want to just take it off and then right click on that. Now remember, we were stopped out right here. I hope this works. What am I doing here? Edit strategy here. So I could go down here and you can see it says ticks, but now you can put signal bar low. So now the stop is automatically going to be done as what a pure divergence trader would always place his stop at the divergence low. All right. So okay, we're going to okay that. And then reactivate it, and we're going to look at this candle low. Remember, we got stopped out of here before, so oh yeah, 5-minute divergence low, boom. Look at where the profits are, all the way up here. And probably could have made these. We probably could have got more profits by adjusting the stop loss. So again, I'll just use this as an example. It's all timing, It's all timing, but you can see why that divergence candle low will keep you in a trade where the other ones will not keep you in a trade. So now let's go back here. Let's do something else on this just to kind of give you an example of. So we're gonna take that off and see we got stopped out about 36 to 62 for nice profits, for whatever that is. So let's disengage that. Let's go back to edit. Strategy, and let's make that trailing stop a much bigger number. Let's make it like 12. All right, let's see. Okay, see how much, if we were able to catch more of that big move. Not really. Maybe we did. So it was only 3 points. These are pretty big candles. Oh yeah, they're big candles. 82 to 87. That's 5 points right there. So you would have to have a little bigger trailing stop than 5 points. But if you did, and again, I might as well finish it off and show you. And you can trade that way on a 5-minute. I mean, I would give it some time to run. So what were we having? 12? We only had 12. Let's put 20 in there. Let's put 20. That means we're taking a bigger position, but we're letting it run more. Let's see here. Okay. And let's see where it goes. Doesn't look like it went too much further. Did it? 20 points. Stop loss. Oh, I don't see the exit trade there. My bad. My bad. It hit our profits. But let's zoom out here. Where are you? Where are you? I know you're out there. There it is. Trailing stop finally got hit way over here. It finally followed it up, and then it had to, the pullback. So it did its job. It looked like everything was taken out there, but it wasn't. It's just perfect. It worked like it should have worked. Again, a larger stop gets all, look at this, long, first target, second target. You get a lot more here. Divergence long, first profit, trailing stop, divergence long. I might recommend this. Holy crap, look at this. It caught everything here. Divergence long, first profit, second profit. Look at the trailing stop all the way up here. Wow, that's pretty impressive. 5-minute divergence long. That one stopped out, but that was pretty much the only one, maybe two. Let's see what the back test looks like on this. Because there's some pretty impressive gains here. Pretty impressive gains. Let me take a look at what was the criteria again? Edit strategy. Criteria was signal bar low and 20. 8, 16, and 20. 8, 16, and 20. All right. So we're going to go to, what are we on? 5-minute buy divergence. Minute. We're going to make sure that's on 5 minutes down here. We're going to do MES. And I'm going to put my, what was it? 8. Oh, what was it? 816. I think it was 2020. Signal bar low. 20. 20. All right. 8, 16, 2. Signal bar low. 2020. MES. Just going to do today. I just want to do today. So December 4th. Apply. I think it's just today. I want to do. Who knows? Whatever day I'm doing. All right. Let's see what the results were here. All right. So it gave us the profit today on the 5-minute. What was it? 7 trades, 6 winning trades, 1 losing trade. Not bad. Profit factor 3.24 versus what the money put in and what the money you get out. That's not bad either. Let's go back a day. Profit factor is 85% still. 18 winning trades, 3 losing trades. Well, and you could also optimize this by adjusting each one of these, but your machine, you need a hefty machine to do this. I cannot actually optimize it effectively with all the parameters that we get to choose, but that's a great way of doing it. The parameters I'm using right now, like I said, work good. We just kind of experiment a little back test with the 20 trailing stop. It gives you a much bigger run on these things. The 820 MES last 5-minute back test 3 All right, let's take a look. Let's do that one more time. Because what I'm going to do is just see what the difference is. 276. 276. And in this case, I want to do the trailing stop 8. So 276. 276. And now let's see what comes up. 128. 128. All right. Safe. Profit factor goes down a lot too. You gotta let these 5 minutes run. That's what it's telling you. You gotta let the 5 minute run. And in this environment, you catch a good, an upside day, you could get a nice move on these. But that's the criteria. And I updated it, so I want to update those scripts right now into the up into the folder, and from that point on, you're gonna just have to download it again. I apologize for that, but I think we're up. We're all set now. We're all set. All right. I don't know what that one was compared to this one, but here's that's the one. That's the impressive one with the candlestick low. Candlestick low. See, in this case, you might actually have a divergence here in a candlestick low, but it looks like it wasn't that much. So you could probably put a stop in here instead of using candlestick low. You probably could have put it like a 3-point stop and probably would have gotten not taken out. So sometimes that candlestick low gets a little choppy. This is, just barely gets down there. I see the divergence right here. I do see it. It should have worked, actually. I think it just came down a little tick underneath that candle. The entry was, we'll say the entry was 89, and the low here. I can't tell what the. Oh yeah, that was a 4-point. Well. 16. All right, enough talking to yourself, Johnny. You get the picture. You get the idea on that. So 5 minute, always have it running, depending on what you want. Give it some room. Give it some room. I would suggest giving it some room. You saw 20 now. Maybe I should adjust that and put 20 there. But you can optimize it and find your own levels. And if you do get to optimize it, please pass those numbers and parameters over to me too, because I know a lot of people would appreciate those if you for those who have the RockBot. But it's working good. All right. So let me get that script up right now. What I want to do here is turn these off. Tools, export, scripts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these up. It's going to go under assembly RockBot. And I want to add what we just put fixed here. So we got everything here going for us. All right. I just scratched my beard on the mic there. I'm trying to read everything I got on this. Super signal long, super signal short, bear flag, bull flag, Thunderbird, which is the 1 minute, 1 minute short, SS1 minute, which I would recommend using. But both of those are going to be the same. But I just feel like good about this. I should fix the other one. Okay. Cancel that. Hold on, I had to fix something. I am so sorry this video became 40-minute video. I feel like I need to chop it up and re-edit it, but I know a lot of people are waiting for it. Maybe this helped people also, but I just found something else out. I was just going over. Remember, I have the 1 minute divergence, which is the original Thunderbird, and I have the 1 minute SS, the super signal, which is combined with the thing. But you can use the 1 minute SS on its own. And that confuses a lot of people. And I've been tweaking the 1 minute SS and gotten to these great results, but I haven't been keeping the 1 minute Thunderbird at those levels. So you're getting a little different results on those. I just did the back testing and stuff. You know, the parameters on a Thunderbird are not set to the tighter parameters here. It's the same script, but you know, I would have it's picking up more, and it's not picking up the quality. You know, I have a stronger criteria on the SS right now, and that's working so much better. So what I want to do, because you can use the 1 minute SS and the 1 minute Thunderbird are supposed to be exactly the same. Instead of just updating the 1 minute Thunderbird to the same setup here, we're just going to put out the 1 minute SS, which we know works on its own. But if you also work a 5 minute, you'll get a super signal on that, which is described in one of the videos. I hope that doesn't confuse anybody. But, you know, right now I would be using the 1 minute SS. If you're just using the 1 minute divergence, use the 5 minute, you know, divergence for the 5 minute, straight up, you know, easy peasy. And then from that point on, and just, you know, and I'll probably overwrite the folder, so it will not have any updated versions on the Thunderbird, so you might not even see it on your screen. So if you don't see it on your screen, that's the reason. All right, I feel real stupid coming back on here. I'm just going through everything. I fixed the 1 minute regular Thunderbird, and the reason I can't get rid of that is because it has the signal bar low on it, and the signal bar low is not on the 1SS. So I knew that, and I don't know why. I must be here too long today. So I just fixed everything. The Thunderbird 1 minute can be used by itself. The Thunderbird SS, which usually teams up with the super signal, you could use those independently also, or the 1 minute SS could use independently. They're going to both come out the same now. They're set up exactly the same, except the Thunderbird 1 minute has the signal bar low option, which the 1 minute SS does not have because of the different coding inside. So I just reprogrammed this. Everything looks great. It's picking up everything I wanted to pick up. It's, you know, again, just remember your parameters. I'm very happy to get this. Now I'm going to upload it. And once you get this video, you can go back and upload everything. And everything should be set. We should have the same parameters. We should have the same trades going into Monday. And I'm looking forward to that. I really am. So let me get this out with the video. If the video is out, then that means the files are uploaded, and you can just re-upload those files. And I'll be talking about these setups as they're happening too. Kind of want to really do some focus on it. So I might even use that RockBot channel as a additional intercom just to talk about certain setups and kind of manage the trade as it's happening. Kind of give you a, you know, from a control deck. You know, well, we come up with a divergence here, and it looks like this divergence is going to work out here. We're going to, you know, whatever. So let me get this out. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the length. I get a little talkative, and that's it. Bye.